Hello friends! Welcome back to Story Time with Papa Paws. Today we're reading the second adventure of Myloh, When Myloh Met Professor Seamore by Elizabeth O'Carroll, Missy Richardson, and illustrated by Tamara Piper. Let's get started. Well, I have never been in this part of the ocean before, answered the turtle. I don't know your name. Friends know each other's names, don't, right? Myloh had completely forgot about being captured in the fishing net with the turtle and his balloon friend, Sorry. My name is Tallulah. Okay, let's explore together. I am fearless. The turtle was excited at the idea of an adventure. Tallulah? Why are names so complicated? Myloh wondered. Yep, you got it right. Hey, look over there. Tallulah swam quickly toward the fish school. What are you eating? Candy. Does it taste good? Tallulah's curiosity had gotten the better of her as she moved closer to the candy. Well, yes, sort of. It really doesn't have much taste. It's so bright and pretty. You should try some, Myloh. Everyone is eating it. Tallulah had already consumed several pieces of the candy and motioned her flipper towards Myloh. Stop! Don't eat that! It's bad for you. Myloh pulled Tallulah away. What is going on here, students? A large, colorful clownfish swam into the middle of the fish school. My friend Johnny told me that everything in the ocean was good to eat. Uh-huh. And my friend Susie told me that eating the white candy would make you pretty. Well, my brother said that eating the white candy would make you strong, and he knows everything. No, that isn't true. No one knows everything. Myloh moved closer to the fish school. All right, calm down. Everyone has their own opinion. However, the wise thing to do is to seek out someone who knows more about these things. Then we can make an educated decision. The clownfish gathered the fish school together. Teacher, Chloe, I thought you knew everything. Who can teach us about the candy? A courageous little fish moved toward Chloe. Of course I don't know everything. As I said, some teachers are experts at certain subjects. We will talk about this later. It is time for class. Come on, Tallulah. Can't you see that stuff is not natural? It's not food. Tallulah was shocked out of her trance with the white candy as Myloh led her to clear water. I know of a very wise sea worm who knows everything. He certainly knows about the ocean and things that are not good for us to eat. His name is Professor Seamore, and he calls that junk pollution. Oh, okay. What about the others? Shouldn't we ask them if they want to meet Professor Seamore too? You know, it is important for our youth to learn too. Don't you agree? Tallulah turned toward the fish school, who are focused on the clownfish. Yes, I suppose. That is a lot of fish to take with us. Professor Seamore is oceans apart from here. Myloh turned back at the turtle. What if something bad happens along the way? I don't feel so good. Tallulah lost her determination and began to drift into the ocean current. Macy's helping us read this one. She's a good helper. My mom told me to do my research and seek out someone intelligent like Professor Seamore. Myloh paused. Tallulah, don't you feel well? I think the white candy I ate is making me sick. Then there is no time to waste. We must find Professor Seamore without delay. Class, where are you? Oh, there you are. Didn't I tell you not to leave the classroom until you were dismissed? Chloe noticed that they were now in clearer water. Goodness, I see they have followed us. What shall we do now? Tallulah gestured her flipper toward the fish school. Make sure I got all the pages. Hello, my name is Chloe Clownfish, and these are my students. Where are you going? Well, everyone was eating this white poison. No one believes me that it's not natural. So I suggest we ask someone who knows. Myloh floated towards Chloe. Do you know someone like that? Yes, I do. The wisest sea worm ever, Professor Seamore. I heard he still teaches at GSU, and we could go find him. Myloh turned back to Tallulah. Are you any better now? Hey, can we go with you? Please, teacher. Remember what you taught us in class about making choices? Let's think a minute. Sarah and Jimmy, you are my boldest little fish. It's not up to me. We have to decide as a group. Chloe assembled her fish school and looked at Myloh. Where do we go from here? Chloe was concerned for her students, as all good teachers should be, right? Is everyone here strong enough to make such a long trip? GSU is all the way in the Atlantic Ocean, and we are in the Gulf Stream of Mexico. Myloh looked concerned for the little fish and Tallulah, who was still drifting. What is GSU? Inquired Chloe. Global Seaworm University. Only the brightest seaworms go to school there. Oh, I see. That is a long way to travel. Chloe seemed concerned. Ocean trip. We can do it because we are tough and courageous, Teacher Chloe. Okay, thank you, honey. Okay, do we make plans for our adventure to find Seamore? Myloh swished back and forth from Tallulah to Chloe. Tallulah had regained her energy. Sure, why not? You're a good helper. Yes, Macy's a good helper. She wants to read the story too. Professor Seamore? Wait, I studied his books in school. Chloe was relieved that she could remember the professor's teachings. Tallulah, I am glad you're feeling better. We must journey to GSU and uncover the mystery of the white candy. What if you get ill again? Myloh, turtles are strong. I just happen to be an expert with ocean currents. Give me a few minutes to figure out our best route to the Atlantic Ocean. We will find Professor Seamore. Trust me. The fish school and Chloe looked on as Tallulah worked with her flippers, drawing lines in the ocean floor sand. Here. Oh, maybe here. Oh, no, not that way. Hold on. I recall the direction now. Tallulah spun around to look at Myloh and the others. I've got it! Everyone gather around! I have traveled the Gulf Stream many times with my family for nesting, and I never need a map. Turtles have memories like steel traps. I found out where Professor Seamore's school is located. It is off the coast of Florida. It is a long way for my little fish to travel, but they seem to be so excited about an adventure that I don't have the heart to tell them no. Well, there's no hurry. We can take rests. I can't swim as fast as you and Tallulah. I just kind of float, you know? Ah, yes, of course. Then that will work fine for my pupils. Look, I have drawn our path here. We can use the current to carry us, and Myloh will be able to float faster. Tallulah motioned her flipper to the anxious explorers to the ocean floor where she had mapped out their route. Tallulah, do you really think the ocean currents can help me float faster? Of course. I will teach you how to flow in the current. So you might try not being so fluffy. You mean when I puff out? That's how I breathe. I have to breathe, you know. Jellyfish don't have lungs, right? That's what Teacher Chloe says. We don't have lungs, but we still need oxygen. Yep, so you might have to tuck your tentacles back and roll with it. Roll with it. Tuck my tentacles. Now that's a new move for me. Good thing my tentacles never get tangled. Do you all have your parents' permission? Yes, the students replied obediently. Susie and a few others can't come because they are too little. Okay, it is going to be a long journey and a very tiring one. Chloe focused on the smaller fish. We can do it. The students formed a line and waited for their command. Would you want to go on a long journey like that? That's a big adventure. Follow me. Tallulah leads the convoy as they start their journey. The students are excited and talking among themselves. I can't wait for you to meet Professor Seamore. He is the smartest sea worm our bloom of jellyfish has ever heard about. But you're a teacher. I bet you knew that already, right? Yes, that is what I've heard too. Excuse me a minute, Jimmy. Stop swimming in circles. You are going to make yourself dizzy. Follow the others. How do you manage all these students? A lot of practice. Glad we are both at the back of this crew. Hey, where is everybody going in such a hurry? The curious seahorse was spun around by the passing group. We are off to meet Professor Seamore, Myloh puffed up. We are off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz, the students chimed in. Professor who? Lionel was a seahorse who asked questions about everything. He's the wisest sea worm in the world. Chloe's eyes widened. Do you want to come? Tallulah stopped the fine travelers. Oh, me? No, I couldn't. I'm a little seahorse. I could never. Well, my mother won't let me anyway. Lionel's smile faded into disappointment. Oh, okay. Well, maybe on your next adventure you can join us, Myloh smiled. What are you holding on to? Questioned Chloe. It's my magic wand. Lionel was so proud. That's not a magic wand. That's not normal, informed Myloh. It's not. It's my friend. Lionel moved miserably away. Oh no, it's like the white candy we were eating. I got so sick. Grandpa Clownfish died after he ate it. The fish school were all commenting. Anyways, maybe you should find another seahorse friend. Your magic wand looks, well, a bit shaggy. Myloh moved toward the seahorse. You deserve to have a real friend. Maybe you were right. Reluctantly, Lionel let go of the cotton swab and watched as it floated away. Myloh and his crew waved goodbye to this little seahorse. See you again sometime, Myloh said cheerfully as they continued their journey. Look, danger! Little fish, come quick! Let's hide over here. Tallulah guided the fish school into a thick hedge of seaweed. Eee! Screamed the little fish. I can fight. Me too, called the braver little fish. No, you are no match for what's coming. Now hurry up, alerted Tallulah. I see the shadow and I'm not scared. I will protect you, spouted Myloh. Oh, I have to see this, Chloe rolled her eyes. Oh no, it's a huge shark with big teeth. Myloh expanded and his electric light blinded the shark. Chloe stared in disbelief and Myloh was frozen in place. You slimy beast, Chloe said with authority. But I'm hungry, sighed the bashful shark. Now listen here. Since when are jellyfish and small little fish like us on your menu? Don't you have bigger fish to fry? Chloe scolded. Well, I eat everything. Knock, knock, Myloh joked. Who's there? The shark drew closer to Myloh. Orange. Orange who? Orange, you glad you didn't eat a jellyfish sandwich today? Quipped Myloh. Everyone joined in on the laughter, and the shark forgot that he was hungry. Anyways, eating jellyfish and other little fishes, for that matter, are terribly troubling for sharks' stomachs. I'll be on my way now. I have bigger fish to fry. Whew! The crew exhaled. That's a tough word, huh? With relief as they watched the shark turn and swim away. We are making good progress, crew. I just confirmed that we are headed in the right direction. Do you see this ocean buoy? This is where my family and I used to migrate to lay our eggs in the sand. If we ride the current in this direction, we should be headed towards... Tallulah paused. Something's happened to the ocean. Come on, class, get a move on. Teacher, why is the ocean getting so dark? Yeah, I think we need to head in another direction. I am having a hard time floating. Myloh was frantic. Hey, the water feels weird. I can't breathe, shouted Jimmy. Oil spill. I overheard a swarm of jellyfish talking about this a long time ago. Oh no, look at those baby turtles covered in black oily water and fishing nets. Not again. Myloh, we need to get out of here. Myloh, this part of the ocean is dangerous. We must leave now. Chloe swam desperately towards her class. Tallulah and Chloe circled the little fish, but it was too late. Swoosh, swash, swish. Enormous nets swirled around in large circles, collecting everything up in its path. Children, no! Chloe swam feverishly around the nets. Teacher, help, we're trapped. Several fish mates have been caught in the net. Chloe, you can't save them. The nets are lifting. Myloh let the grasp of his tentacles go from the net. They're gone. What will I do? Chloe's fins dropped down, and the littlest fish surrounded her sadly. We are here, teacher. Follow me. We will find them, Chloe. I know where I am now. Tallulah sprang into action. The crew followed Tallulah towards clearer water as fast as they could. Myloh mastered the current flow and tumbled a bit. Chloe swam as close to Tallulah as she could, and the tiny fish struggled to keep up. Over there! Do you see that big boat? Tallulah gestured her flipper towards a vast ship. Geez, we will never save them now. Chloe stopped and took inventory of her few remaining students. I'm going to the other side of this thing. Myloh caught a small current and rode it to the back of the ship. Look! Quick! Come quick! I won't shock you. Come on, students! Myloh's tentacles spread out like an umbrella to catch Jimmy and the other little fish that were being released back into the ocean. Jimmy, Sally, Sarah, 4, 5, 6. Chloe counted the fish school as they gathered under Myloh's long tentacles. Wow, you have super long tentacles. Jimmy was a little dizzy from his excitement of being caught and released from the ship nets. Yes, I am a lion's mane jellyfish. We have the longest tentacles in the world. 27 meters. Wow. As long as a blue whale. Myloh puffed out with pride. What about the others? Chloe looked toward a small group of baby turtles. Kemp, Riley turtles, they are hardly seen anymore. In fact, this is the only part of the world that they live. We have to help those babies. Tallulah was on a mission. Chloe, everyone accounted for? Myloh released his tentacles from the little fish. 10 babies, Chloe said with relief. Yes, you are a hero, Myloh. I will wait with the students. Go with Tallulah, ordered Chloe. Right, I'm off then. Tallulah, wait for me, shouted Myloh. Tallulah and Myloh joined the little turtles who were released by the fishermen. We couldn't breathe, and then the big nets caught us. The little Ridley turtles sounded exhausted. You are safe now. Did humans help you? Myloh floated towards the littlest turtle. They washed us and set us free. I think we are close to home. Okay, we will swim with you until you see your family. Let's go. Tallulah commanded the turtles to follow her. Thank goodness for those kind people. How scary. I sure hope nothing else gets covered in that slime. Do you see your bail yet? Tallulah ushered the smallest baby to the front with her nose. What's a bail? Inquired Myloh. That's a family of turtles. My family's having a little fun back there. You can hear them playing, can't you? Tallulah informed, oh, I see. Jellyfish families are called balloons. Swarms or smacks, Myloh reported. That's funny. Amused, the littlest turtle fell behind to be with Myloh. Where's your bloom now? Asked a curious baby turtle. Well, we are everywhere. Myloh raised a tentacle and pointed towards the depths of the ocean. Don't your parents rest somewhere? Nest somewhere? Another turtle quipped. Jellyfish don't nest. We float together, and baby jellies find a rock or something hard to attach to. Then we hang out there for a while and grow. Then we can float freely. We can even clone ourselves. Myloh puffed up. Clone? Tallulah looked surprised. It's complicated, but we are pretty special. Turtles are special too. We can live for hundreds of years. Tallulah chimed in. All right, we are almost to the shore. Come on, babies, let's find your bail. Tallulah motioned her flipper. I'll wait here, Tallulah. I can't wash up on the beach. I will dry up. Myloh's eyes got wide. All right, then. Meet you back with Chloe and the students. Come on, babies. Tallulah turned and ushered the bail towards the shoreline. That was nice of them to help those babies, wasn't it? Tallulah spotted a group of leatherback turtles swimming towards the shoreline. Leatherbacks! That's my bail. I must remember where they are headed so that I can meet up with them after our trip. Tallulah was clearly excited to see her family of turtles. Why is that Myloh so smart? Jimmy looked toward Chloe with a curious gaze. He doesn't have a brain, does he? He doesn't have a heart either, but he still cares about us. Remember how he saved us back there? Jimmy waited for his teacher to respond. It is curious. Jellyfish have survived for millions of years, Chloe replied. Can we learn about it in our next class, teacher? The students gathered around Chloe with a surge of energy. I suppose so. Chloe addressed her students. Over here. We must swim deeper to reach the sea worms. Tallulah motioned towards a darkened area of the ocean. The dark depths concerned her crew. I'm scared, teacher, whispered Jimmy. The crew traveled further and deeper into the blackness. In the distance, there was a faint light. Look, I can see a light. What is it? Myloh lit up like a light bulb. It's the Global Seaworm University, Chloe exclaimed. Wow, I can't believe we finally made it. Tallulah led the pack into a large arena. Is that Professor Seamore? Tallulah asked Myloh. Yep, who else would it be? Myloh said in a matter-of-fact way. Right, of course. Tallulah drifted off. A lampfish floated diligently beside Professor Seamore's rock podium. Shush! Let's stay in the back and listen. It sounds like he is talking about the plastics in the ocean. Myloh herded the little ones closer to hear the lecture. Yes, he is talking about how the microplastics are harming us, Myloh confirmed. Did you hear what he said? Tallulah asked. I don't understand, Myloh. What does he mean? Jimmy stated as the other students gathered close. Well, when we eat things made from plastics and other things like white candy and styrofoam, it blocks our digestive tract, and we can get sick and die, informed Myloh. Oh, wow. That is horrible. Myloh, we are so sorry that we didn't believe you. The little group of students circled Myloh. There he is. We've waited all this time to see Professor Seamore. Look, the professor is motioning us to join him. Chloe pointed toward the group of sea worms. I guess we stand out in this crowd, Tallulah thought out loud. So what brings you all here? Are you new students? Professor Seamore scanned the group. No, we're not. I told my friends that eating plastic and other toxic stuff in our ocean is harmful. They needed an expert opinion, and that's why we traveled to speak to you. Myloh was intimidated by this wise old sea worm. We were so lucky that you were giving a lecture on it today, Chloe joined in. Couldn't have had better timing. That subject has been of great concern for all of us. The professor's voice was authoritative. We have lost a lot of our sea worms and other friends who have eaten the microplastics and died. It is such a shame that humans don't understand how it harms everything that lives in the sea. Professor Seamore lowered his head. Yes, it's a sad situation. What can we do about it? Chloe probed. We need to be a part of the solution and not the problem. Part of the problem. Seeking out answers and getting the information to others. The professor moved towards Myloh. You did the right thing by taking your friends on this journey to gain answers to your questions. Professor Seamore looked directly at Myloh. Thank you, Professor Seamore. Myloh was humbled. The crew lingered for a bit, socializing with the other sea worm students, exchanging ideas and wishing each other well. I'm afraid we must return. We have some tired little travelers. We have a grumpy little doggy in the background, too, it sounds like. Chloe looked at her students. Come on, everyone. It is time to head home. We have had a long journey, but it has definitely been a wonderful experience. Thank you, Professor Seamore. Tallulah took charge of her crew. You are most welcome. Come again any time. Professor Seamore and his students bid the ambitious crew farewell. Tallulah led her group out of the arena and started their course for home. Wow, we are really making good time, Tallulah. Myloh was amazed that he mastered the ocean's currents and could travel so fast. Yes, we are. I am going to join up with my family. Will you be able to get everyone home safely, Myloh? Tallulah looked concerned. I think Chloe and I can manage, Myloh reassured Tallulah. Well, I guess it is up to us now, Chloe. Myloh focused on Chloe and the students. Not far now. Hey, is that Lionel? Chloe turns toward the little seahorse. Looks like he has a new friend, Myloh exclaimed excitedly. Hello, everyone. Meet Serena, my new friend. Lionel and Serena were holding their tails together and laughing. Hey, that's great. We are all happy that you found a new friend and got rid of the old mop you were hanging with, Myloh giggled. Yes, she's my kind of girl, Lionel said bashfully. Well, we are off to get the students home. It was good to see you again, Lionel. Chloe gave her famous clownfish smile. Okay, here's my exit. I really enjoyed traveling with everyone. Let's meet up again soon. Tallulah waved her flipper and swam towards her leatherback bale. Look, it's our parents. Jimmy was excited to see the group of anxious parents waiting for their return. Home, sweet home. Indeed, I have so much to teach everyone about the plastics in our ocean. Chloe turned towards Myloh. Myloh smiled. I couldn't agree more. I will pass on what I have learned from Professor Seamore to others as well. Myloh was deep in thought when something caught the corner of his eye. In the distance, a dolphin was swimming aimlessly. Hello there. Are you okay? Are you lost? Myloh turned toward the small dolphin. Yes, I've been searching for my family for a long time and I got off course. The dolphin was beside herself with worry. Well, my new friend, what's your name? Myloh felt a newfound mission would soon evolve. My name is Dolly. Can you help me? The dolphin perked up with relief. Well, of course, I am always up for an adventure. Myloh raised a tentacle toward the vast ocean. And that, my friends, is the story. Thanks for being here and listening. And if you want to learn more, you can check out the website linked below.